Welcome back. Junkies on 106.7 The Fan. I'm John Paul Flame, joined by Johnny Cake Sawville.
Hello, everyone.
And Eric Bickle.
Hey.
Coming up later this hour, 7:45. Nationals week continues as we get geared up for opening day. On Monday, Ryan Zimmerman, Nats first baseman, will join us. The last several years, we've said Nats third baseman.
That's right.
He's made the move to first base. We'll talk to him about that.
What time are we doing that?
7:45.
Nice.
But joining us right now to talk movies is one Kevin McCarthy, BDK. You can watch him right now via watchthejunkies.com.
I know. I said to Drab the other day, we're underutilizing the Skype capabilities on watchthejunkies.com.
And you immediately thought of BDK's handsome face?
People are clamoring to see BDK.
No, that was Drab's idea.
Yeah.
I want to get Brooks Like on. We get one of our, like a real celebrity.
Like a real superstar.
Yeah, not Kevin, but Kevin will do for now.
Got to start small.
Right.
Kevin, what's happening?
Kevin, are you there?
Oh.
Uh-oh. We can see him. Can you hear us, Kev? Oh.
Having some technical snafus here.
Oh, okay. I got to punch him out. That's my bad. Okay. I see. Well, you got to remind me. I haven't done the bit in a while. Kevin.
I knew you had it locked me in. I've been talking for the past 2 minutes.
Oh, thank God. Thank God I muted you.
Hey, JP, you missed my JP introduction.
Hey, Kevin, by the way, if we were still friends, we would have gone to the Newfound Glory show last night at the Fillmore, but we're not.
I know.
I don't know if we're friends anymore.
That we didn't go. You or Chris didn't go, right?
No, I didn't go, Ricky.
Hey, Kev. So we see the green screen behind you. Kevin is doing the hit, presumably from Fox 5, right? Is that where you are today?
Yeah, I'm in the Fox 5 studios. I'm over in Studio B where we do all the cooking segments and the dancing segments and stuff like that. And
go ahead. I was going to say, can you walk around with the computer at all and give us kind of a sneak Can you kind of go behind the scenes where we can see Steve and those guys at the desk, or no?
I can't walk in there because they're doing. I mean, I can walk in there and be quiet, but
the background. Don't say anything.
Radio.
Yeah, no, it might be just the visual.
I can just walk in. Okay.
Yeah, we'll whisper.
I gotta be quiet.
Yeah, just show because people want to see what it's like at a television station.
Behind the scenes.
Do you think they could smell his breath from that far away?
They might.
Oh, yeah. Cover your mouth so you don't breathe on them.
I'm walking in the studio. Hold on one second.
All right, watchthejunkies.com if you want to check out.
Do you have a surgeon's
BDK.
mask in your pocket by chance?
Can you believe this guy who at one point we were having dress up as a Wizards cheerleader is now on Fox TV? He was on National Fox at 5:22 this morning.
He was answering phones with a pepperoni pizza face
hold on.
at 106.7
So,
The
okay,
Fan.
see, there you go. That's cool. So for
He
people,
did have a pepperoni pizza face.
All right, for people that
He had
haven't
so
seen
much
that
acne.
before, Kevin is now, he's where the cameras are, and you could see Steve and Allison and everybody, and I assume they're still live on the air. Are they live, Kev?
Yeah, we're live. I'm walking out of here now.
Oh, there's Tucker. Tucker's about to do his hit. Tucker looks Rick.
He's in the middle. He's in the middle of his weather hit. Right,
so, Kevin, you're doing National Fox now at 5 in the morning?
Yeah, well, I usually do Fox and Friends at 7:22, but today they had a bunch of breaking news, so they moved me to 5:22 a.m. So I woke up at 3:30 and then went over to the DC bureau, which is where
so you're not back on Fox and Friends later. So is that called Fox and Friends first?
Yeah. So Ainsley and Heather do Fox and Friends first, and the 5 a.m. and then 6 a.m. Steve Ducey and Brian Kilmeade and Elizabeth Hasselbeck take over. That's the show I usually do, but they called me yesterday. They said the 7:20 was they couldn't do it. So I was like, well, can you put me in the 5? And they're like, yeah. So I woke up super early, went over to the 5.
You have to have a passion to do what Kevin does, because I don't have that work ethic.
I couldn't believe it. I was
right. So you'd have to love it, or you just don't do it.
He does love
and
it.
he loves it. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, we made a bet. We made a bet this morning, and before you get into the movie and give us your review, we made a bet as to how much money Furious 7 is going to make this weekend. I took the under $75 million. What are your expectations?
By the way, the context is because it's Easter weekend, and I'm assuming that's not a massive movie weekend.
Wait, JP, you said under 75?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And here's why.
Kevin, let me interrupt you. I wanted to bet him $1 billion once I heard the plateau he was at with $75 million.
Yeah, first of all, 75. Yeah, I mean, honestly, every single person in Vegas should bet. It should be bet against JP now.
It's a dollar bet.
All right, but Kevin, what is?
I can name 100 things you say dumber than that.
I understand there's a lot of hype. People love the movie, Paul Walker, etc. But my question is, what is Easter weekend typically? Is it a big movie weekend?
Oh, it's going to be massive. Let me give you a little bit of a background here. So the fourth movie opened up to $70 million. The fifth movie opened up to $86 million, and the sixth movie opened to $97 million. This is probably going to do upwards of $120 million in 3 days. Like, there's no question. The $115 million is the projection at the current moment. But with the IMAX tickets, the whole Paul Walker tribute at the Element, there are people who are going to see this movie that aren't even fans of the franchise just so they can see the ending, because the ending literally is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen on a screen in my life. And every single person in the theater, I've seen it twice, literally stood up and started crying and clapping.
Everybody cried. Come on. It's a car movie.
No.
A guy did die, JP.
That's what people don't understand. So basically, to give a little background here, Paul Walker did tragically pass away in 2013. What they ended up doing was he shot 85% of the movie. And his two brothers, Cody and Caleb, Cody looks just like Paul Walker, stepped in to finish the project. So basically, there's a lot of scenes. There are scenes where you can tell that it's actually his brother, younger brother, Cody. Specifically, there's a moment where they're walking down the steps of Abu Dhabi. You can tell it's his brother, Caleb. But that, and they also pulled footage from the earlier Fast and Furious films and dropped them into this one. So you can't even really tell that Paul Walker didn't finish the rest of the film. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, back when the fourth film came out, you had him on the day after the movie was released. I think it was the day of, that Friday, Paul Walker was on the show when we were over at 10800 Main Street, and he was great. And he's always a great guy in regards to interviews, but that is going to be a massive, massive pull for the weekend, not just because the franchise is huge, but people want to see what this tribute's all about. And let me tell you right now, the way James Wan, the director, utilized the ending, I mean, you literally see the characters go from characters to real life. There's no jump. There's no credits before it. It's all part of the movie, but there's a double meaning behind what you're watching. And it is just beyond words, like in the sense of, like, I'm going to tell you right now, grown men were crying in the theater.
So if this movie makes as much money as you believe it's going to make, does the franchise continue, or is this it?
Well, in my personal opinion, I think it should be the last one. And not in my, it is the best one, and I'll get to why in a second. But the problem is Paul Walker was the biggest part of that franchise. So, and in my opinion, him or Vin Diesel, you could argue either way. But once the way they end this movie, they could technically continue on. And Vin Diesel did say that there is a possibility of an 8, and it could take place maybe in New York City. This one takes place in Abu Dhabi and Los Angeles. But listen, these movies, and I don't know if you've seen any of the movies, guys. I know, I'm sure, JP, you've seen a couple of them. But these films are done in such a way where they're over the top and they're fun and ridiculous popcorn films, but they're also solid emotional films in regards to the characters. The plot doesn't matter. If you're going for a plot or an Oscar-type movie, you're not going to find that here. This is literally just a fun movie, but it has that added value of emotion because of the Paul Walker situation.
All right, you interviewed The Rock again, right? Are we going to play some audio of your interview with The Rock?
Yeah, I got a couple things to tell you guys. So the Rock and Russell Crowe, for some reason, have always been like super cool to me. I'll tell you the Russell Crowe thing shortly. But the Rock situation is, for some reason, I remember that time I flew to Hawaii. I literally was there. I flew for 22 hours total in round trip to sit down with The Rock for 4 minutes and then fly home.
Right.
So I get back, and ever since then, he's been super nice, very active on Twitter, always retweeting my stuff and using the hashtag #NerdChiz, all these crazy things. So when I sit down with him, he's always super cool. Like, he literally gives me the best interviews that I could get. I mean, he's so much fun. He'll play around with you. So I basically sat down with him, and there's it's kind of like in the Arnold way where he does the cheesy one-liners in the film. So I had him teach me. There's a line in the film where he says, "Daddy's got to go to work," and it's trending on Twitter. Everyone's talking about it. It's the line in the trailer. So I asked him to teach me how to deliver that line, and he curses a lot. This is the clean version of it. The full version's on YouTube. Check this out.
Teach me the art of Daddy goes to work. I gotta go to work. How do I do that line?
Great, dude, great. So this is what you do. Just got to be like, Daddy's got to go to work. Daddy's got to go to work.
Daddy's gotta go to work.
There you go. It's good. It's
All
good.
right, I can take over for you in the next movie?
Well, I mean, hold on a second.
I got you.
Well, hold on. That's way too quick. Hold on. If you were to take over in the next movie,
Yeah.
you're in the scene with Vin, all
Right.
right? You go up to Vin, and now bad guys are running away. Push him in the face,
Yeah.
and you say, Daddy's got to go to work. Daddy's got to go to work. Go ahead.
I've got to go to work.
Good.
I
good.
got it?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll take over for you. I'm
That's
good.
good. No,
Yeah?
no.
Kevin, if you took over for The Rock or Vin Diesel, the gross would drop by $80 million, if not more.
You're 100% right, by the way. He did a bit on Saturday Night Live last weekend. He was the host. He talks about how he's basically added a bunch of money to all these movies that were franchises. Like G.I. Joe, crushed with him. Fast and Furious, crushed with him. And now he's doing like a Disney movie. He is arguably, I would say right now, top 5 movie stars in the world, just in the sense of like someone who can draw in a box office. He is a person people will go see no matter what the movie is. And now with the Fast and Furious movies, he actually bookends the film. He's only in the film for about 25 minutes, but he's great at it. So the movie is fantastic.
Talking movies with BDK, Kevin McCarthy. All right, tell us why the movie's fantastic and give us your rating.
And again, with these movies, you're dealing with an over-the-top element, but there's also a good emotional core. The action scenes are insane. They're skydiving cars out of a plane, and that is just beyond ridiculous. But they actually did it. I mean, this is not like some full CGI thing. They flew cars out of an airplane at 13,000 feet in the air and had them skydive 5,000 feet. It's just insane how they did it.
Look, it's impressive on film, but is it that hard to put a few cars in a big transport plane and roll them out the back? I mean, is it that difficult?
Case, what you're sleeping on is there are guys that had to jump out with the cars and film the cars falling.
Now, that part I respect.
Right. And then the actors have to go in a studio and basically on a blue screen be in a car, and they flip the car like a roller coaster ride with a camera in their faces, and then they add in the background so it looks like the actors are actually falling. I do want to say, though, by the way, I did sit down with Vin Diesel, and one of these things that's hard to do with this kind of movie is bring up the Paul Walker thing, but he was so interested in talking about that, and this is what he had to say about kind of honoring Paul Walker's fans.
Welcome back.
Oh, what was that? Wrong clip? Hold on, here we go.
For the last year, cried more than I've ever cried in my life. I didn't know that tears could be that readily accessible, and I've been an actor my whole life. I hope that when people see this film, they remember how special this person is, what kind of angel he was, and that they can feel good about the fact that we were lucky to have him on this earth.
Yeah, and he was literally crying the whole day. I mean, I remember I was like the third person up, and when I got there, he was a couple hours late because I think he had something else, another interview prior to that. And he gets there, he gets out of his car, he shakes everyone's hands, he's playing the song that's playing over Paul Walker's tribute in the movie at the end to kind of get into the mindset of doing the interviews. And I was third up, he was super nice, and then apparently after the 4th interview, he had to take a break because talking about his friend over these years and being able to do that in an interview is kind of tough, and he was getting really emotional. But it was just good to I think it helped him to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
If something happens to you, let's say 10 years from now, after you've been doing movie reviews for almost 20 years on this show, how do you think Eric will react when you pass?
Oh, Eric. Well, first of all, Eric wouldn't get as much sleep if I was dead because he sleeps during my segment. So
that's true.
That 20 minutes of sleep that he gets every Friday,
it'd be unhealthy.
7:20.
Yeah.
You might actually lose years in your life. So I need to stay alive.
I have responded to a friend, and we've been going back and forth about his wedding during this segment,
Really?
just so you know. Yeah.
Oh, I know 100% you're not listening. But yeah, the movie itself, I give it 4.5 out of 5. It's fantastic. If you're a fan of the franchise, definitely check it out. I would say it's the best one. And for people who I could be confused, these movies are chronologically. This takes place after number 3. And if you've seen the movie,
has he said this already? Because
I don't like being confused.
Right.
So
can you just jump in though? What if you just want to jump in and take your kid to see it, and he hadn't seen any of the others?
I think you'd be fine. I mean, you won't get a lot of the references to the earlier films, but just
that's okay.
Right.
Your son, Eric, would love it.
He's seen them all anyway, I'm sure.
Yeah, the ending is unbelievable. Bring tissues. I mean, I'm not kidding you. I don't care who you are.
I'm not bringing tissues.
Anybody will cry.
I'm not going. Is there anything else that's out this weekend?
No, it's going to make $115 million. That's all that matters. It's the only movie opening.
Yeah. I'm guessing all the other movies had to avoid Furious 7.
Because they just knew it was going to be
well,
huge.
So just give you your $1 right now.
Yeah, give him his $1. You better just do it now.
JP, that $75 million bet was the worst.
Well, hold on. I didn't think it was a terrible bet. Does Easter traditionally do big weekends?
I'd have to look back over the past Easters. I know for a fact that I think Captain America opened up last year and this weekend. I have to look back and it made $95 million in 3 days. So don't quote me. I'll look back on that. But yes, it does really well on Easter week.
All right, Kevin.
Everyone's home with their families and everything.
Nerdtears.com, at Kevin McCarthy TV on Twitter. Thanks, buddy.
All right. Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right. I think that worked.
Stay big.
Right?
Stay big.
No, let me hang up on him. I'm all confused with the Skype and everything.
See, he's still doing it. He'll keep doing it.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
You know
a
what's funny is
maniac.
He's
Gone.
probably still doing it right now.
Right.
And they'll keep doing it for like another
People are
minute.
just walking by.
No,
They don't
he
know
knows.
what to make of him.
He knows.
Cakes is right. If you really go back to it before we even put him on the air, he was working the front desk as a temp with a pepperoni pizza face.
I mean, he was the poster
Terrible
boy.
complexion.
Poster boy for proactive.
oh yeah.
I mean, he should have been.
Do the
And
Fox,
look at him now.
I don't want to whore him, but I mean, do the Fox execs over there in New York know that we had him in a mankini and he was dancing with wizard girls?
Probably not. He
I mean,
probably wants to keep that to a dull roar.
Keep those videos on YouTube to a dull roar?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
As
He
best
needs
he
to
can.
go to, I've heard the ads, he needs to go to reputation.com where they like wipe out
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
history and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, no
So
question.
you start fresh.
You know what? Me too.
Remember, Ryan Zimmerman for the Nationals joins us coming up at 7:45.